Hi, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm here again with another training. Oh, happy Tuesday. I was just corrected. Happy Tuesday. I must be in another place in another life. But let's get this in. Let's get this popping. Let's get this going. So today I just want to talk to you about don't quit yet. I know it's the end of the year and things hit you like this in the last, from we've last met to now. Some stuff has hit me in some ways that I wanted to throw in the towel. So I can imagine how you would have felt, or if any of you have experienced what I'm talking about, just write it down low at the bottom. Comment, comment and say, that's me. That's me. I've experienced some things. I've been hit by some blows, and we in this together to overcome these things together. And the goal is not to quit. We want to go through the lesson so that we could get the blessing. And we don't want to quit. We don't want to quit on ourselves. We don't want to quit on our children. We don't want to quit on our goals, on our dreams, on our ambitions. We don't want to do it. So I want to start with a verse in the wisdom literature, which is Proverbs 16:3, that says, commit your works to the Lord and your plans will be established. This verse reminds me that God honors our efforts. When we stay committed, even when the journey feels impossible. So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like giving up on your financial goals? Like no matter how hard you try, no matter how you try, the ends just won't meet. It's like, the old people like to say, every time I make one foot forward, since as if I make two steps backward. Yeah, have you ever been in that place? If you have, comments me in the chat. Me, I've been there, I've done that. I don't know about you, but I have. And I've done it on numerous occasions. But I want to talk about one specific time. There was a time in my life when things were rough. When I say it's rough, like you would go to the cash register and you would want to go on the smallest line because you're hoping a bunch of people aren't behind you and you have to ask the cashier, hey, how much is it now? So there was a time when I was working hard, but every paycheck seemed to disappear before I even had time to blink. Bills piled up, unexpected expenses came out of nowhere, and I felt like I was running on a treadmill, working hard but going nowhere. Have any of you ever felt that way? Well, I felt that way. One day, I decided to buy groceries with the little that I had left. So I had some money's left over, so I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to get some stuff. And as I stood in line at the store, the total came up and I realized I was short. I had to take items out of my cart in front of everyone. Can you imagine how embarrassing I felt? How frustrated, annoyed I had felt during that time? I left the store thinking, what's the point? Maybe I'll always struggle. And some of you may be thinking the same thing. Maybe you'll always struggle. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. But I'm here to help you out. But something inside of me said, don't quit. Don't quit yet. And I'm here to encourage you, don't quit yet. Don't throw in the towel yet. Don't give up yet. You still have some unfinished business to do with your finances. Yes, some things came up, some unexpected bills hit, but don't quit yet. That day, I sat down, looked at my finances, and prayed over them. Slowly but surely, you can rest assured, I started taking small steps, learning how to budget, saying no to things I didn't need, and trusting that God would guide me. And let me tell you, God did show up. As early as this week, God showed up. An unexpected bill, not in the budget, not in plan, but God showed up like He always do. You know. So I want to tell you, some of you may be feeling like I did that day in the store, and even recently. Maybe your money feels tight and your goal seems out of reach. But hear me today. Don't quit yet. Don't throw in the towel yet. Don't give up yet. Don't walk away yet. Building wealth and achieving financial freedom isn't about being perfect. It's about staying committed even when it feels hard. And some days are harder than others. And I understand even being in this season of giving where you want to give so much and be in a place where you can't do what you want to do. It's hard. It feels embarrassing. It feels frustrated. It feels annoyed. It feels like, what am I doing all of this for? But here's the thing, go through the lesson so that you can get the blessing. It's not always going to be like this. Seasons change, times change. All it takes is one change, one step at a time, and things can turn around. So here's a few things that you can get going to change this situation. One, commit your finances to God. The word of God says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Proverbs 16:3 reminds us to commit our work to the Lord. Pray over your money, your plans, your decisions. Invite God into your finances because when he's in it, miracles happen. Remember Jesus, when he didn't have sufficient funds to feed the 5,000 men, what did he do? He presented what he had to God first and asked God to bless it. And some of us may be in seasons where we need a 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes kind of situation. And we're asking God, bless it, Lord, bless what I have now. Make this expand, make this scratch, make this do more than I thought it was capable to do. And I don't know about you, but I've had moments where I've seen God do so much more with the little that I had when I decided to commit it unto Him. Step two, take one small step at a time. Listen, you didn't get where you are today over the amount of years that you've been living there. Some of the things that you're doing, some of the things that you did, you were taught that. Society taught that. Culture taught that. You learned that in your home. You learned that at church. But I'm here to tell you, hey, it just takes one step, one pivot, one move. You don't need to fix everything overnight. Start small. Create a budget. When I say create a budget, you don't have to create a whole budget. You could create a weekly budget. You could create a monthly budget. You could create a lunch budget. Hey, you know what? Normally I spend $20 on lunch. I'm going to cut that down. You may decide to say, you know what? I'm going to the grocery store. Normally I don't go with a list. I'm going to write a list so that I can track my spending and I could commit and be disciplined to what it is that I'm doing. You could say, you know what? I'm going to create a budget on what I'm going to spend in terms of gifts, in terms of partying, in terms of going out. It don't have to be so big. You could start with one step at a time, one budget at a time, and watch yourself grow. Save as much as you can. Save, save, save. Whether it's $5, whether it's $10. If you save $1 a day for 365 days, at the end of the year, you'll have $365 in your account. And you can even try the challenge where you say, okay, I'm going to save $1, and then the next day I'm going to save two, and then I'm going to save three. You can try that challenge, and you could just challenge yourself. You could try a challenge where you say, I'm not going to spend anything that I don't need to spend. You could try a challenge where you say, you know what, I'm not going to buy food, but I'm going to make food. Small, consistent actions build momentum. You know, it builds muscle, it builds endurance, it builds discipline. Three, learn to say no now for a bigger yes later. And I don't know about you, but I've struggled with this being able to say no. I've been that yes girl. Yes, Coach Taria was the yes girl. Everything was yes, even when it was too much for me. Yes, sacrifice is part of the process. Maybe you can't buy the fancy gifts this Christmas, but imagine the joy of being debt free next year. Stay focused on your long term vision. So, yes, say no. You know it's powerful and you know it's meaningful. Surround yourself with encouragement. Listen to me, you're going to need that. You can't do this alone. Find people who will cheer you on, pray for you, and remind you of your goals. You need a support system to help you stay motivated, and I'm here to support you in this endeavor. The five, celebrate your progress. Listen, any small progress is progress. A win is a win. Yeah, you may be like Shawnee who dive across the finish line. You win, boo. You win. A win is a win. You do what you have to do to win. Just do not cheat yourself. Even small victories matter. Paid off a bill, celebrate. Stuck to your budget for the week, celebrate. That's a win. Progress fuels perseverance. Okay, so remember the road to financial freedom, it isn't easy, but it is worth it and it is capable. You don't have to have it all figured out today. Just don't quit. Don't quit yet. You're just getting started. The same God who brought me through my struggle will do it for you too. So the same God who brought me to it will do it for you too. There's a scripture that says the same that God is faithful. If He brought you through it, He will do it. God will do it. You just have to trust and believe that He will get you through it. Stay faithful, stay committed, and trust Him to establish your plans. Let today be the day you decide not to give up because your breakthrough is coming. So please be encouraged. No, this is not time, and no season quitting is not an option. Do not quit. Do not give up. Do not throw in the towel. You are further than you think. You are closer than you thought you were. Keep going. Keep growing. Go through the lesson so that you can get the blessing. I love you. Know that I believe in you, but God believes in you more. If this video has helped you in any which way, and any form, share it with somebody. You know, we would like to help everyone to become financially free. Share, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and see you next time. Have a good one, guys.